Communicate. Listening and Speaking Skills. Coursebook. CD 2. Unit 9. Speaking. Exercise 1.
Well, it's 11 o'clock on Tuesday, April the 12th, and you're listening to Capital City, the first internet radio for English speakers living in Madrid. And I'm Sian Mulligan. Today, we're talking about Spanish government plans to change the driving laws. Here's what one local teenager had to say to our reporter on the streets of Madrid, Tom Langley.
Good morning. Can I ask you a question? You may have heard the Spanish government is thinking about allowing young people to start learning to drive at 17. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I don't think we need to learn to drive at 17. I live in the city and public transport is great, so I'm not in a rush to learn to drive. I think if people of my age could drive, there would be more accidents than now.
Unit 9. Speaking. Exercise 3.
Well, it's 11 o'clock on Tuesday, April the 12th, and you're listening to Capital City, the first internet radio for English speakers living in Madrid. And I'm Sian Mulligan. Today, we're talking about Spanish government plans to change the driving laws. Here's our reporter, Tom Langley, to tell us more about it.
Thanks, Sian. Today, there are many similarities between learning to drive in Spain and in Britain. You have to do a theory and a practical test in both countries, for example. But there are still two important differences between being a learner driver in Spain and in Britain. The first is age. In Britain, you can start learning when you're 17, although the government is considering changing this to 18 like in Spain. The other important difference is who you learn with. In Britain, when you decide to learn to drive, you don't have to have lessons with a driving instructor. Any qualified driver over the age of 21 can teach you. And in fact, many young people put the L plates on the family car and learn with one of their parents. Learning to drive is a very expensive business, and this is of course a great way to keep costs down. And now a similar scheme is under discussion in Spain. The traffic department's plan is for young people to start the process at the age of 17, with theory and practical classes at a recognised driving school. When they pass the theory test, they can continue practicing with a qualified driver until they are 18 and can take the practical part of the driving test. But what do young people think of it?
I don't know. I don't think we need to learn to drive at 17. I live in the city and public transport is great, so I'm not in a rush to learn to drive. I think if people of my age could drive, there would be more accidents than now. Young boys can be really irresponsible. Most people who break the speed limit and jump the traffic lights tend to be under 20.
Well, that's the opinion of one 17-year-old here. But how representative is that? Studies in other European countries have looked at this scheme and discovered that it actually has a very positive impact on the number of traffic accidents, and that can only be a good thing. Now, back to Sian in the studio.
Unit 9. Pronunciation. Exercise A.
Decide. Decided. Qualify. Qualified. Pass. Passed. Interest. Interested.
Unit 9. Pronunciation. Exercise B.
Started. Played. Bored. Visited. Frightened. Studied. Excited. Learned.
Unit 9. Listening. Exercises 1 and 2.
Bath is a city located in southwest England in the county of Somerset. With a population of 83,000, Bath isn't one of Britain's largest cities, but the 3.8 million yearly visitors make it one of England's most popular tourist destinations. It's been popular for a long time. The Romans built a temple and spa baths in AD 70 when they discovered Britain's only hot spring. Even though the Roman baths are now 6 metres below the street level of the modern city, over 1 million tourists come every year to visit them. Bath is famous for its fabulous Georgian architecture. Many films have been shot in locations such as the Royal Crescent, a series of terraced houses built between 1767 and 1774, and the Assembly Rooms, which were popular with fashionable people in 18th century Bath and now house the city's fashion museum. Bath was the home of 19th century novelist Jane Austen, author of Pride and Prejudice, who lived in the city for over 5 years. Some of her most famous novels actually take place in the city, and her characters describe many of the places that modern visitors can still see today. Other places of interest include Bath Abbey, which was built on the site of an 8th century Anglo-Saxon church, and the 200-year-old Theatre Royal. Selected as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, Bath is recognised as one of Britain's most culturally significant places.
Unit 9. Listening. Exercise 3. 1.
OK, so leave the station and go straight ahead into Manvers Street. Carry on straight across at North Parade. Oh, the street name changes from Manvers Street to Pierpoint Street, but it's all the same road. That brings you to Orange Grove. There, you want to take the second left, and it's right opposite you.
2.
Right. You need to turn left out of the station into Dorchester Street. And then you'll see a big junction on your right with St James Parade and Southgate. Go up Southgate. It's where all the shops are and it's pedestrianised. No cars are allowed up there. Keep straight on into Stall Street and then take the second right and they're on the left, opposite the Tourist Information Office.
3.
OK, it's a little bit complicated. Turn left out of the station and go right at the first junction. You'll come to a fork with Corn Street on the left and St James Parade on the right. Take St James Parade. Take the first right into Hot Bath Street. Great name, isn't it? And when you come to Westgate Street, turn left. Follow the road round to the right into Barton Street, and it's on your left.
Unit 9. Functional Language. Exercise 4.
Hi, I want to get to the Postal Museum.
OK, well, you need to turn left out of the station and then take the first right into Southgate.
First left into South...
No, first right. OK, then you go straight up Stall Street.
Store Street.
No, Stall Street. S-T-A-L-L.
OK, Stall Street.
Go straight ahead, across Westgate Street and Upper Borough Walls, until you come to New Bond Street, where you turn left and follow the road round.
Sorry, New
Bond Street. Turn left and follow the road round, and then take the first right into Green Street. The museum's on your right on the corner with Broad Street.
OK, terrific. Thanks.
Unit 9, Pronunciation, Exercises A and B.
No, first right. No, Stall Street. New Bond Street.
Unit 9, Final Task, Exercise 1. Speaker A.
Excuse me, could you please tell me the fastest route to take to the airport? Excuse me, would I be right in thinking the train station is further along this road?
Speaker B.
Excuse me, sorry, the best way to the sea? Hi, is the post office near here?